Breaking news from the world stage. After months of relentless fighting, a historic ceasefire proposal has been put forward, offering a glimmer of hope for peace in Ukraine. This ceasefire initiative, brokered by the United States and Ukraine, could mark a critical turning point in the ongoing conflict with Russia. Since the conflict began in 2022, Ukraine and Russia have been locked in a devastating war that has claimed thousands of lives and displaced millions. The world has watched as these two nations battle over territorial control and national sovereignty, while international actors have been involved in diplomatic efforts to de-escalate tensions. In March 2025, after intense talks between Ukrainian President Zelensky and US President Biden, a ceasefire proposal was officially introduced. The plan calls for a 30-day truce, starting with the suspension of military hostilities and a halt in heavy artillery use. It also includes key provisions for both sides to engage in negotiations to find a long-term peaceful resolution. The ceasefire deal includes several key components: a suspension of hostilities for 30 days to allow peace talks to begin. The U.S. will resume sharing intelligence and military aid with Ukraine. Russia will be required to agree to a peacekeeping presence in the region, potentially involving European forces. Humanitarian aid will be allowed to flow into war-torn areas to assist civilians affected by the conflict. However, Russia has expressed concerns about the ceasefire terms. President Putin has not yet fully agreed to the proposal, citing the presence of foreign peacekeepers in Ukrainian territories as a major point of contention. While the ceasefire proposal represents a significant step forward, the road to lasting peace remains uncertain. For millions of Ukrainians affected by the war, this ceasefire could provide the relief they desperately need. But the ultimate question remains: will both sides agree to the terms and move toward a permanent resolution? As the world holds its breath, all eyes are on Moscow and Kyiv. Will the ceasefire hold? And can peace truly prevail in this war-torn region? China, an influential player in global politics, has remained largely neutral in this conflict. However, Beijing's growing alliance with Russia has added complexity to the situation. How China responds to this ceasefire could significantly influence the global balance of power in the coming years. Despite the potential for peace, there are significant challenges ahead. The implementation of the ceasefire will require a level of trust that has been shattered by years of conflict. Both sides will need to demonstrate a commitment to peace, but with entrenched military positions, this will not be an easy task. Moreover, the ceasefire's success hinges on the ability to prevent further escalations. A single attack or violation could bring the fragile peace to an end and plunge the region back into full-scale war. Behind the politics, the human cost of this war remains devastating. Entire communities have been displaced, lives have been lost, and the future remains uncertain. For many, a ceasefire represents a chance to heal, rebuild, and return to a life of normalcy. For the millions of Ukrainians caught in the crossfire, this ceasefire could be the first step toward returning home. The question remains: will this ceasefire turn into a lasting peace that brings an end to the human suffering? As the world watches and hopes for a resolution, the ceasefire offers the possibility of a new chapter, but history has shown us that peace is fragile. The road to a lasting and just resolution will take time, and the global community must continue to push for a lasting solution. Will the ceasefire hold, or will it crumble under the weight of distrust and unresolved issues? The path ahead remains unclear, but for the first time in a long while, there is a chance for peace. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. As we all await the next steps in this crucial journey, we can only hope that the will for peace prevails.